evening and a warm welcome to State of Business on Art Television. I'm Hushain Ali and let's have a look at the headlines first. Inflation rises to 4.1% in March 2021, CBSL says. Government to increase the number of PCR tests to 15,000 per day. News in detail. As determined by the year-on-year change in the Colombo Consumer Price Index, the headline inflation rate in March 2021 increased to 4.1% from 3.3% in February 2021. According to a statement released by the central bank yesterday, the substantial rise was due to the statistical impact of the low base that prevailed in March 2020. The year-over-year food inflation increased to 9.6% in March 2021 from 7.9% in February 2021. In addition, non-food inflation surged from 1.3% in February 2021 to 1.8% in last month. The annual average change in the NCPI decreased to 5.3% in March 2021, down from 5.5% in February 2021. In March 2021, the monthly change in the NCPI was minus 0.48%, owing to price declines in the food segment. Furthermore, in March 2021, monthly change in the food and non-food segment were minus 0.63% and 0.16% respectively. As a result, during March 2021, declines in the prices of tomatoes, green chili and red onion were observed primarily in the food segment. In the meantime, prices in the non-food sector increased throughout the month, owing primarily to price increases in the restaurants and hotels subcategory. In addition, year-over-year core inflation increased to 4.3% in March 2021 from 4.1% in February 2021, while annual average core inflation increased slightly to 4.3% in March 2021 from 4.2% in February 2021. In the wake of the rising number of COVID-19 cases in the country, the Health Ministry's Special Performance Review Committee, which met yesterday, decided to increase the number of PCR tests to a minimum of 15,000 per day. The Ministry of Health has agreed to raise the number of ICU beds immediately and to provide high-flow oxygen to COVID-19 patients as required. A statement released from the Health Ministry stated that the meeting was called because there is a significant increase in the COVID-19 cases reported as a result of people's reckless actions in recent weeks. At the meetings, it was agreed to strictly apply quarantine rules and punish violators of quarantine laws. Formulation of special quarantine rules for those coming from abroad had also been considered at the meeting. Strengthening the data collection system and supplying more personal protective equipment to medical personnel, including doctors and nurses, were among other decisions made at the committee. The committee has agreed to identify more hospitals to accommodate COVID-19 patients and provide them with the requisite medical facilities in the future. It has also been emphasized in the committee that good clinical and inpatient care must be sustained and surgical services given to patients treated for other ailments must be continued on a regular basis while recovery services for COVID-19 patients are maintained. Speaking at the Parliament yesterday, National People's Power MP Dr. Harini Amarasuriya questions the relevance of the sports bill, which highlighted the prevention of sexual assault and violence in sports. She also addressed the Parliament on the issues related to girls and women in athletics and about reviving sports facilities for people who are differently abled.
As far as I know, in 2019, the Sri Lanka National Olympics Committee passed a Prevention of Sexual Harassment and Abuse in Sport Bill. This was a very good move and something that is much appreciated. However, as we all know, passing legislature itself or passing policies or formulating policies in and of itself is certainly not enough when it comes to addressing matters, especially addressing matters of sexual harassment and abuse. There needs to be far more done, far more mechanisms and far more initiatives taken to ensure that people can actually make use, that sports women and men can actually make use of such policies and access these pieces of legislature to protect themselves.
Stay tuned for more news right after this commercial break.
මගේ ආදරණීය වාහනය ආදරෙන් සුරකින්න මම පාවිච්චි කරන්නේ එකෝ ටැබ්ලට්. ඔයාලගේත් වාහනේට බය නැතුව එකෝ ටැබ්ලට් පාවිච්චි කරන්න.
ඔබගේ ආදරණීය වාහනය ආදරෙන් සුරකින්න එකෝ ටැබ්ලට්ස් භාවිතා කරන්න.
This is one way of showing convenience, and My SLT is just another name for convenience. Services here, there, and everywhere. Now brought under My SLT. Access all of SLT Mobitel services through one app. SLT Mobitel, the connection.
Welcome back after the break. President's Counsel Sarath Vijayasinghe states that the Colombo Port City project would have far-reaching economic benefits and a long-term positive effect on the tourism industry in Sri Lanka. He made these remarks at a media conference held in Colombo recently. President Counsel Sarath Vijayasinghe asserted that the port city will become the primary business centre connecting Asia, Europe and Africa, and that this maritime line will connect the entire world. Moreover, he also highlighted that there is a global competition to attract investments, and investors choose countries that have more stability and facilities to their companies. Speaking further, Sarath Vijayasinghe urged Sri Lankans not to send a misleading message to the world about the concept of the port city in Sri Lanka.
We are one of the best countries in tourism. But here, with this, there'll be a ripple effect of when they come here and invest money. A lot of people will come and invest here. They will not be confined to this place. They will go countrywide. They will see the beauty of the country. And then that will be given a complete impact on tourism. And international dispute resolution. You see, now International Dispute Resolution Center is a must here today. For these resolutions, we run to Singapore, spend a lot of money.
Attorney at Law Kalyananda Thirunagama assured that the laws imposed on the port city are drafted carefully, evaluating the seriousness of its economical impact. Highlighting the legal surrounding of the controversial Port City Economic Commission Bill, he further explained that this is a great opportunity that will benefit our citizens. We have to make this maximum use of it, and it is sad that the opposition is purposely attempting to mislead the public on this issue, he added.
ප්‍රේමදාස මහත්මයාගේ යටතේ නැත්නම් ජේ.ආර්. ජයන මහත්මයා පත් කරපු කොමිසමේ පත් කරන අස්කරින්ගේම මේක ඉංග්‍රීසියෙන් මේක තියෙන්නේ the president may in his absolute discretion and without assigning any reason therefore by order published in the gazette remove any member with effect from the date of such publication. ඒක පත් කරපු ඕනම කෙනෙක් කිසිම හේතුවක් නොදක්වා හුදු තනි අභිමතයට ඉවත් කරන්න පුළුවන්. මේ පණිතයට පත් කරන එක එහෙම අයින් කරන්න බෑ. හේතු දීලා තියෙනවා. නිකන් ඕන විදිහට අයින් කරන්න බෑ. ඒ හේතු තියෙනවා නම් විතරයි අයින් කරන්න පුළුවන්කම තියෙන්නේ. මොනවද හේතුගේ? කැමැත්තෙන් අස්වීම, එහෙම නැත්නම් බරපතල රෝගාතුර වීම, එහෙමත් නැත්නම් අපරාධ වරදක් සඳහා වරදකරු කරනු ලැබීම. හෝ කරන ලද කරු ඉදිරිපත් කිරීම සලකා බැලීමෙන් පසු සභාපතිවරයා හෝ යම් සමාජිකයෙකු වංචාව, බරපතල විසමාචාරය හෝ දැඩි නොසලකීම සම්බන්ධ වරදකරුවන් බවට හිතු මතයට අත්නොරිද අයින් කරන්න බෑ.
Former Minister of Megapolis and Western Development and Samakijana Balavege parliamentarian Patli Champika Ranawaka states that the Colombo Port City Economic Commission Bill exemplifies Sri Lanka's inability to take a common stance on issues of national significance. According to the former subject minister, the previous Yahapalan administration took the Port City project under the then Megapolis and Western Development Ministry as a Sri Lankan-friendly and an environmentally sustainable project. The former minister questioned the rationale regarding the administration of the Colombo Port City, which implies a system that runs beyond the limits. He emphasized that if tax reliefs are granted to what comes in, it might be an effort to transform the port city into an international foreign center for casinos and a slew of other illicit businesses that would be detrimental to the Sri Lankan culture. Speaking further, the former minister lamented the government's inability to resolve controversial problems such as large foreign investments that could jeopardize the country's stability.
මෙහි කිසිම නාගරික සැලසුම් කරණයකට නාගරික සංවර්ධන අධිකාරියට මේ කොමිෂන් සභාපති සම්මත වුණොත් ඉඩක් ඇති වෙන්නේ නැහැ. මෙහි වැඩ කටයුතු වලට මැදිහත් වෙන්න තමන් කළ ආයෝජනයේ ප්‍රතිඵල ලබා ගන්න ලංකා විදුලි බල මණ්ඩලයට ජල සම්පාදන මණ්ඩලයට හා නාගරික සංවර්ධන අධිකාරියට හැකියාවක් ලැබෙන්නේ නැහැ. මෙහි පරිසර ප්‍රශ්න පිළිබඳව මැදිහත් වෙන්න මධ්‍යම පරිසර අධිකාරියට හෝ වෙරළ සංරක්ෂණ දෙපාර්තමේන්තුවට හෝ වෙනත් ආයතනයකට හැකියාවක් ලැබෙන්නේ නැහැ.
Stay tuned for stock updates.
This is one way of showing convenience, and MySLT is just another name for convenience. Services here, there, and everywhere. Now brought onto MySLT. Access all of SLT Mobitel services through one app. SLT Mobitel, the connection.
විශේෂ අවශ්‍යතා සහ සුවිශේෂී දක්ෂතා ඇති උපකාර අත්‍යවශ්‍ය දරුවන්ට මුළු මහත් රටක දිරිය දෙමින් ඔවුන්ගේ වාසනාවට හේතුවක් වෙන එකම ලොතරැයිය.
දරුපිරි සම්මත හේතු වාසනා වේවා.
News, views, highlights, updates and opinions. This is Wake Up With Us.
Welcome back after the break. Trading at Colombo Stock Exchange ended on a negative note today. The all-share price index dropped by minus 105.53 points to close at 7,327.91, and the S&P SL20 dropped by minus 45.73 points to close at 2,931.59. The turnover was 2.6 billion rupees and over 139 million shares were traded. Up next are forex rates. And that's all news for today. See you tomorrow with State of Business at the usual time. Until then, take care and good night.